Hey there, it's Imran and you're watching Imran Plus. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite films of 2021. I am so excited to talk about these movies with you. I know it's a bit late, but I wanted to make this video to really appreciate just how much great entertainment we had. I enjoyed almost everything I watched, even if some of it wasn't the greatest. I think every movie I watched, I came out enjoying it. I had a great time and I really wanted to share my top movies of 2021, and I really look forward to your list in the comments below. Before we get started though, make sure you start off 2020 strong and click that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of the videos that are coming this year. We are going to have a great year. So let's talk about my favorite movies of 2021. I made my list based on the following criteria: movies that stuck with me, moved me, or inspired me. Movies that I enjoyed so much I would want to revisit them multiple times. Some of them I did, and that's because I generally don't rewatch movies because there's so much content these days. So me wanting to rewatch a movie means that I really enjoyed it. And then movies that made an impact and were creative and contributed to the art. Those are my criteria for this list, and I would love to hear what yours are. And again, this is a subjective list, so if your favorite movie isn't on here, that's okay. I would love to hear where you put it and what your list looked like. So here are the movies that I really enjoyed that didn't make it into the top 10, but I really wanted to share with you all in case you hadn't seen it. Number 20 is Matrix Resurrections. Number 19 is Raya and the Last Dragon. 18, A Quiet Place 2. 17, Encanto. 16, Malignant. 15, Army of the Dead. 14, Cruella. 13, Black Widow. 12, No Time to Die. And 11, Don't Look Up. I really enjoyed all of these movies, and I thought they were really fun, and I would recommend them to you if you haven't seen them yet. So now here are my top 10 movies of 2021. Starting at number 10, that is Tick Tick Boom. I am not the biggest fan of musicals, which is funny because I actually enjoyed a lot of the musical. I actually watched and enjoyed a lot of musicals that came out this year, but Lin-Manuel Miranda finally got me with this one. I have been resisting for a while, but I think this might be some of his best work. Andrew Garfield knocked it out of the park and really put his all in this film, and it really shows. This was one of the strongest acting performances of this year, and I really loved everything that he did, and I think that's a large reason why I love this movie. He really carries it. It's his film. I enjoyed quite a number of the songs, actually. Vanessa Hudgens is really good, as well as Alexandra Shipp, but Andrew Garfield, I'm just so impressed with him. He learned how to sing and play the piano for this movie, and it's remarkable. He did a really good job, and so I was just so impressed. And the directing was also surprisingly engaging and fun, and brought to life this musical, which is based on a true story. And so I really enjoyed it. Number 9 is Being the Ricardos. The title of this movie is perfect because this film really is about Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's relationship, both professionally and romantically, and how those intersected, overlapped, and contradicted with each other many times. There were great performances throughout. Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem were amazing in this film. They are for sure going to get nominated, and I think they are deserved to. The movie is less about I Love Lucy, but it still showcased the brilliance behind the scenes and the genius of making that iconic classic sitcom. And I think in particular, it really showcased what a businesswoman Lucille Ball was. She really gave everything to that show, and the success is well deserved. Number 8 is Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. It was such a fun ride, and is such a fun ride every time I watch it. I really enjoy it. It's like a SpongeBob episode. It's silly and crazy, but it never lost me or never wasn't funny. I enjoyed myself from the start to the finish, and it will never get old to me. I could rewatch it a million times. It is written by the writers of Bridesmaids, and so if you're a fan of Kristen Wiig, either from SNL or from the Looney Tunes show or from Bridesmaids, then you will enjoy this film, and I would recommend that you watch it. Go in just to have fun and really enjoy what this movie brings to the table. It was a blast. Really, really, really liked it. Number 7 is West Side Story. Check out my full review of this film right here. But for now, I will say that I was blown away by Spielberg's work here, and I was so impressed by the acting of the cast. I highlight my favorite actors in my review, but I think everyone does a great job and really, really brings the story to life. I thoroughly enjoyed a number of the musical performances, and the story was well depicted and modernized without losing any authenticity. In fact, I feel it was more authentic than ever, and I think that this film deserved to have been seen on the big screen, and I wish more people had seen it because it's really amazing. It's really, really amazing. It's one of, I mean, Steven Spielberg, he does not miss. It was that good. And so if you're a fan of Steven Spielberg or like blockbusters, check this movie out. Even if you don't like West Side Story or aren't into musicals, I think you might enjoy this movie just as much as I did. Number 6 is Shang-Chi. What a great movie. This was a love letter to Asian martial arts films and one of the best Marvel origin stories. I had such a blast and really, really enjoyed all parts of it. I love the action and the direction in this film and everything that it sets up for the future MCU. There's a lot of potential here and a lot of great characters introduced. The score was beautiful throughout the film and was a poetic companion to the amazing visuals. I can't wait to revisit these characters very soon, and I can't wait to revisit the world of Shang-Chi very, very soon. I hope we get to go back to Ta Lo because I really love those sequences too. All right, top 5. Number 5 is Free Guy. I actually was not really that interested in this movie during its ad campaign, but it really surprised me. I was surprised by how much I ended up enjoying the movie. It was so creative and unique and less derivative than I thought it was going to be. The comedy always landed for me in this movie, and that's a great thing because sometimes I do get tired of Ryan Reynolds, and I think that sometimes he overdoes it a little bit for me, but he really nailed it here. He really worked for me here, and I enjoyed him throughout the movie. Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, and Utkarsh Ambudkar were also excellent. I highly recommend this movie if you haven't already seen it. It is very good. Number 4 is Dune. I loved Dune. Check out my non-spoiler and spoiler review of the film here. I go into a lot of detail about what I loved and what I'm excited for in those videos. So here I just want to highlight how amazing it is that this movie successfully launched a brand new franchise in such a competitive market. I cannot wait to revisit the world of Dune, and I just absolutely love this first chapter. And so if you're into sci-fi or really like Denis Villeneuve's work, like Blade Runner or Arrival, then I really think you should check this out. This is going to be a major franchise moving forward, and you want to be a part of the first chapter. So check it out wherever you can. It was very, very good. So for my top 3 movies. Number 3, King Richard. This is one of the strongest films that I saw in 2021 and one of Will Smith's best work. This is his Oscar win. I really feel it, and I think he really deserves it. This is the perfect way for him to win his Oscar. Not only is the acting impressive all around in the movie, like every single actor was amazing, even the child actors, but so was the directing. Reynaldo Marcus Green did a wonderful job and really captured the spirit of the story here that I think Venus and Serena Williams were trying to convey in making this movie. And so I'm sure that he is going to get a lot of work from this, as he should. As someone who has played tennis, I particularly love this movie because I remember doing the drills and the training that they do in the movie. Obviously not to the same level, but it was just such a good walk down my own memory lane. And so I really, really really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend this movie. It's a must-watch for sure. Number 2 is Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the biggest movie of the year and maybe ever. I mean, I don't know how you can top it. Like, what this movie accomplished is historical. The journey that Tom Holland's Peter Parker takes is absolutely brilliant. From Spider-Man Homecoming to the end of his trilogy, Spider-Man No Way Home, we see the origin of Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Spider-Man, in the MCU, and I think that it is so well done. We literally see him grow with each movie, and I think this movie is really the turning point in the character, and I think moving forward we are going to see a very different Peter Parker, one that is more in tune with the classic comics and what people are used to, especially with the Sam Raimi trilogy. And so I'm very excited for that, and I'm very excited for the future, not only Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but also Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's. I don't think we've seen the last of them yet, so very, very excited. This movie was just amazing. It could not lose. I loved it. And now, number 1, my favorite film of 2021 is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I absolutely adore this movie. I am a big DC fan and a big Zack Snyder fan, and this made me feel like a kid in a candy store. It reminded me why I love these stories so much, and it reinvigorated my love for DC characters and DC stories in particular. I just think it's such a great comic book superhero movie. The film felt like an epic, and it was a beautiful end to Zack Snyder's trilogy. I have loved Man of Steel, and I really love Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, and I think this was a great end to that story. I loved everything that the film stood for. The message in the movie was just so heartwarming and well done, and everything that it took to get this film made. It is another historical feat, especially the work that the fans have done as part of the movement for suicide prevention and awareness. So it was powerful to see Zack Snyder dedicate this film to his daughter Autumn. I mean, it was amazing. It is one of my favorite superhero movies ever. So that's my list, my favorite movies of 2021. What did you think of my list? Do you agree or disagree? And what is your list? I'm very curious to hear what are your top movies of 2021. Drop them in the comments below. I can't wait to read them, and stay tuned for another video where we talk about my most anticipated movies of 2022. And I can't wait to talk to you about that. Thank you so much for sticking with me this past year. I have really, really enjoyed making these videos, and I love interacting with you guys and talking to you about movies, and I'm so excited for what this year is going to bring. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have had a great time with me. I know I have. There's a lot more videos coming in 2022, but in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any video in 2022, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.